All right, good morning. It's Thursday. We're now on the Magna Carta, which is the one of the biggest reasons why feudalism declined. And we're going to start to get a little background on it. There's just a quick part of the chapter you have to read, a quick ed puzzle you have to watch, and then you can start working with your partner. I'm going to go over just the general instructions today, but tomorrow I'm going to talk more about the specific excerpts of the Magna Carta. I'm going to post them today, but I'm not going to go over them. Okay. So if you want to get a head start, that's up to you and your partner, but I'm not really going to answer questions on what things mean. I'm going to leave that totally up to you today. I'm going to answer, or I'm going to go over what the excerpts mean tomorrow and explain some difficult words and strategies on how to decode them and what they mean and what their greatest significance is. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. And plus, it's tomorrow's assignment anyway, so you're really just getting a head start on it. So again, I'm not really going to answer questions today on what specific words mean in the Magna Carta excerpts. I can answer general questions about the project, but in terms of you figuring out what they mean, that's up to you and your partner or your group of three. Okay, so the whole goal here is to understand what the Magna Carta is and its significance, and that's what we're going to do today through the ed puzzle and the part of the chapter. And then we're going to look at the Magna Carta a little bit deeper and create some visual aids to help understand it a little bit better. And visual aids are literally just visuals. So Google Images, GIFs from Google, or GIFs, however you pronounce it. It's totally images. There's no words necessary. You don't even have to put the words of the excerpt. Okay, it's totally just images. I'm going to pull up an example from last year. I'm not going to hover on it too long because I don't want to give away what exactly it means, and I don't want you to copy those pictures because I want you to come up with them on your own. But again, you and a group are going to pick two or three of them. If you're in a group of two or by yourself, you're going to pick two that you understand the most or that you feel are the most important. And if you're in a group of three, you're going to pick three excerpts and do 3 slides. You're just filling in the slide that's attached with pictures. All right. So the excerpts are kind of jumping all around. They're not numbered in order. They kind of jump and choose and pick and choose different ones because there are some that are really not important, as you saw in the video, or as you will see in the ed puzzle video. So you choose 1, 13, 20, 28, 39, 40, or 42, and you just fill in these empty slides. You can delete the other slides, but they're all here for you, and just put everyone's group name down. Okay, so it's literally just visuals, Let me pull up an example here. It's moving slow, so just give me a second. All right, let me try to find a good one. I think this one was good. So it says chapter 28. It was excerpt 28. This has something to do with what's going on, but literally that's it, right? It's just some X's, dollars, a cop, and some corn. You'll have to figure out what that means. Here's some GIFs. I thought this one was pretty good too. We've got a little Family Guy, a little Simpsons action, and another GIF here. So I don't want to linger on it too long, but you can choose whichever excerpts you feel you understand the most and pick 2 or 3 of them, depending on how many people in your group, and write down your group members' names. Okay. All right, that's just directions, and I'm going to post this and the excerpts. Now let me get to the Magna Carta chapter. It's in 5.2, political developments. There may be a question here, so you may have to read this section, but I'm just going to skip down to the Magna Carta part, King John and the Magna Carta. In 1199, Henry's youngest son, King Henry, was a king here who made many legal reforms, and he made many legal reforms, and he was a king of England. So King John and the Magna Carta. Henry's youngest son, John, became king. John soon made powerful enemies by losing most of the lands the English had controlled in France. He also taxed his barons heavily and ignored the traditional rights, arresting opponents at will. In addition, John quarreled with the church and collected large amounts of money from its properties. In June 1215, angry barons forced a meeting with King John in a meadow called Runnymede, beside the river Thames. Yes, it's pronounced Thames. There they insisted that John put his seal to the Magna Carta, or Great Charter. The charter was an agreement between the barons and the kings. The barons agreed that the king could continue to rule. For his part, King John agreed to observe common law and the traditional rights of barons in the church. For example, he promised to consult the barons and church officials before imposing special taxes. He also agreed that no free man could be jailed except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. This idea eventually became a key part of English law known as habeas corpus, which is Latin for the body must be present, meaning like you must be able to go to a trial. Anyway, physically. In many ways, the Magna Carta protected the rights and privileges of nobles. Later, it took on a much broader meaning as people in England came to regard it as one of the foundations of their rights and liberties. King Edward and the Model Parliament. In 1295, King Edward I, King John's grandson, took a major step toward including people in government. Edward called together a governing body called the Model Parliament. It included commoners and lower-ranking clergy, as well as church officials and nobles. The impact of political developments in England. These political changes contributed to the decline of feudalism in two ways. Some of the changes strengthened royal authority at the expense of nobles. Others weakened feudalism by shifting power to common people. The Magna Carta established the idea of rights and liberties, and even the king cannot violate. It also affirmed that monarchs should rule with advice of the governed. King Henry II's legal reforms strengthened English common law and the role of judges and juries. Finally, Edward I's Model Parliament gave a voice to the government. In government to the people as well as lords. All of these ideas became part of the tradition later, that later gave rise to modern democratic institutions. So once again, I know I said a lot today. Watch this instructions video, watch the Ed puzzle, read the section that I just read out loud, and answer these three questions. They may be different for your class, but it's generally what is the Magna Carta and its significance, what is the Model Parliament, and how did these political developments contribute to the decline of feudalism? Political developments meaning the Magna Carta and Model Parliament. All right, so that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. You can start to get a head start with your group, but I'm not really going to be delving into the excerpts today. I will tomorrow in tomorrow's video. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. I do have a meeting most of the morning, so I may not get back to you as fast, but leave your questions and I'll try to get back to you. All right. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.